This is a Dragon Blazer production. Help me. I'm being held hostage in a basement. And I'm being forced to do these podcasts with my father who needs a breath mint. Hey! Of movies of too much sentiment. And I'm hosting Juvenile Jurisdictions of Judgment.
Aw, this sucks.
Steven Spielberg presents Back to the Future, a Robert Zemeckis film. Marty leads an ordinary life.
No McFly ever amounted to anything in the history of Hill Valley.
Well, history is going to change.
And 1985 is not his year. But Dr. Brown is about to change all that.
Are you telling me you built a time machine? What of a DeLorean?
He's sending Marty 30 years back in time.
It works! It's a flying saucer from outer space!
Now, he's trapped in the past,
It's got to be a dream.
about to meet
Chocolate.
his future father.
He's a peeping Tom.
Wow!
And he's making an impression on his mother.
He's an absolute dream. And he can sleep in my room.
Anything you do could have serious repercussions on future events.
Now, he's got to make his mother and father fall in love.
For crying out loud, I haven't even been born yet.
And only Dr. Brown can help him get back to the future.
Are you telling me that this sucker is nuclear?
Precisely.
Michael J. Fox,
Whoa, this is heavy.
Christopher Loyd,
There's that word again, heavy. Why are things so heavy in the future? Is there a problem with the Earth's gravitational pull?
Back to the Future.
Hello and welcome to a new episode of Juvenile Jurisdiction of Judgment. I, of course, am your host, Steven. And I've got my co-host here, Xavier.
Hello there.
And Raina.
Hey.
And we have a special host, my little guy, Remington.
Who may or
Do
may
you want to
not-
say hi, Remy?
Say hi.
He's in a bad mood.
Nope. He doesn't want to say hi, but he's a little guy and he may
Fist
pop
bump.
up from time to time
Now say hi.
on this podcast.
Say
Now,
hi.
we haven't been on here for a while. We've taken a bit of a hiatus because Xavier was on a months-long quest to take out
We all
a
know what's
dragon.
going on in the world. You don't need to throw it out in whole detail with this whole thing. That came out wrong.
That makes
I was-
no sense at all
I
whatsoever.
was lying. I wasn't going to talk about the fact that we are in a freaking apocalypse! Instead, I was trying to say that you were on a lifelong quest to slay a dragon, but, whatever. Apocalypse! Has kind of kept us from,
Yes, Apocalypse sounds cooler.
Oh, you know what?
Maybe.
You're right. We weren't able to do the show for a couple months because apocalypse!
Okay. Apocalypse.
What movie are you?
The world is on fire! But, despite the world being a trash heap of hell, we are back! And we watched one of the greatest movies of all time. 1985's
Back to the...
Oh,
Superman.
I'm sorry.
We didn't watch Superman. We watched 1985's Back to the Future.
I'm just creating filler,
Back
Dad.
in time.
This is a lovely movie from 1985 where Marty McFly, played by Michael J. Fox,
Gets the hots on him from
has
his
to
own
go
mother.
back in time to 1955 and then he kind of screws some things up, and then he has to fix those things that he screwed up because he kind of sort of stopped his dad from meeting with his mom, who, by the way, his dad's a bit of a creep.
Yeah.
There's a lot of creeps in this movie.
It's the 50s. We know.
And
and racism.
Michael J. Fox's mom, sort of kind of started wanting to bang Michael J. Fox. It's all kinds of weird and ancestral but you know what? It's also great. It also stars Christopher Loyd as Dr. Emmett Brown. And this was, this is a movie that I loved as a kid and still love today. What about you, Xavier? What did you think about Back to the Future?
Oh, I thought it was pretty cool because it's actually a very old movie about time travel. I mean, there's other time travel aspects that came before 85, but not only that, but like we get some interesting technology coming from 85 and 55, so that's pretty neat. Indeed.
Before I ask Raina how she thought of Back to the Future, I guess we should also point out that the last time we were on here, we said we were going to watch Dumb and Dumber. Well, we had some slight issues with getting Dumb and Dumber to watch, so we weren't able to watch Dumb and Dumber yet. Maybe in the future, if we can get our hands on it, maybe we'll be able to watch it. But
now you have to deal with this.
Instead, we were like, let's watch Back to the Future.
'Cause cool.
All right, Raina, what were your thoughts on Back to the Future?
Well, I liked it. It was funny.
Very descriptive.
Yeah, that's about it.
That's funny.
Hey, Remy, what did you think of Back to the Future?
Yeah, Remy, what was your thoughts on Back to the Future? Did you like Back to the Future?
Did you see a DeLorean?
What's a DeLorean is? Is it a truck? No, okay.
It's
He's
not
still
a truck.
in a sad mood. It's okay.
Oh.
It's okay, baby. It's okay.
He was happy during the movie.
I know, he's chilling.
Yeah, well,
Baby stuff.
he's a baby. He threw something at his sister, and he was told to say sorry, and he doesn't like to say sorry, apparently.
It's okay. He's still chilling.
He's 2.
We came for Back to the Future.
That's right.
Soon he will learn.
We got something thrown at us by an infant.
But soon he'll pop up. But he's just chilling with us.
Well, let's see. How do we traditionally start this? Do we want to do scenes first or favorite character first?
Favorite character.
Don't we usually do like synopsis?
Huh?
I just did the synopsis.
Oh,
it's about a boy that has to go back to 1955 and then screws things up. And then
don't finish that sentence.
I think we should do characters. Favorite characters.
Characters first. Okay. Well, who was your favorite character, Raina?
Does it have to be a non?
Well, remember,
main character.
if you say one of the main characters, I ask you again for after that.
So I'll give you my favorite one. He's a main character. It's the Doc. It's Emmett Brown.
Doc Emmett Brown was your favorite?
Yeah, my non-main character favorite person was... does George McFly count as a main character?
George the dad?
Yeah.
Nope, that you like George, huh?
Yeah, he's funny. Well...
He's also a stalker, but, I mean...
Yeah, Peeping Tom.
I think it was funny how awkward he was. His laugh is something else. He's like, It's like the count. 2 apples, That's about it. Xavier.
Right.
Okay, so my favorite character is... Well, yeah, he's a main character. It's Marty McFly. Because he's definitely a tradition... Am I the only person who really likes the vest?
I like the vest just fine.
I like the vest.
That's the image of Marty McFly I think of from my childhood, so yeah. I'm just fine with that vest.
Yeah. That and, well... I mean,
I know.
he's also good with guitar. I like guitar. Well, he does go back in time, so there's that too. I'm sorry, it's not very easy to describe the person, but I don't know. I like his vest.
Does he go back in time?
Do me a favor.
Never do that again.
Yeah.
Back in time.
Oh my gosh. Anyways.
Broken promises.
Remy gave me a smile.
Aww.
Remy's tired.
Did you like that? Back in time.
Okay, 3 times is enough.
It's a charm.
3 strikes and you're out.
Remington is tired because it's his nap time, huh, baby?
Is it nap time?
It's okay. 2 years old.
All right.
Baby.
So Marty McFly was your favorite character. That is definitely the main character. So I'm going to have to ask you, what was your favorite character outside of the main cast?
Don't get angry. My answer is Biff.
I actually thought about saying Biff, but
Like he's a jerk, but he's
hilarious.
He's supposed to
act like a tree and get out of here.
like he definitely fits his role well. Like he's this tall, intimidating person, but he's very stupid.
Very stupid.
Like
I'll save you.
my goodness gracious. I
I'll save
think that you think that like someone like George, I don't know how muscular he is, but like punching someone in the face is a little strange to knock someone with a build like that out.
Do you want to sit next to
Yeah.
Bubba?
But
Do you sit next to Bubba?
but anyway though, like he has a lot of aspiring quotes, and by aspiring I mean I hate manure.
Bubba. There's Bubba.
That is an aspiring quote that I will hold to my heart as well.
Well, I mean,
Say hi.
yeah, this is
Hi.
a weird show because, I mean, yeah, Biff is kind of a...
Rapist.
Well, he's a terrible... Yeah, he's also a rapist. Yeah, Biff is a rapist, and then at the end he becomes their essentially their servant or whatever. He's waxing their car, which I find kind of odd that someone who tried to rape your not quite wife yet is someone you're like, okay, we'll give him a job. I
He wanted to see him suffer.
Keep in mind, George is also still kind of a soft person. He did kind of snap, but
of course,
we're only human.
But of course, George isn't super great either. He was literally in a tree trying to
Okay, good.
watch his mom or his soon-to-be wife get naked. And by the way, that was the romantic thing that eventually brought them together. Remember?
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure in the
'Cause
beginning of the movie when she was asked, he's like, "Oh, George, what were you doing? Was it bird watching?" She still didn't know that he was stalking
Peeping
her.
Tom.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, this whole time, their startup starts because he falls out of a tree. Her dad almost hits her.
it's him.
It hits him. And then she feels sorry for them, so they get together.
Yep.
And you find out when you go back in time that the reason he falls out of a tree because he was trying to watch her change.
And she still doesn't know.
Yeah. But, you know, all this is...
1955, we can just use that excuse.
And this is
No!
Yes, that's how
No.
things work.
Nope.
It's
Not
okay.
quite.
Being a creep is okay because it was 1955.
Before we transition, can I also bring up another 1955 thing?
What's that?
If we remember something like I'm pretty sure back in 55 that racism is a little bit more intense as well. So
Oh yeah, and the thing
they
is, like,
didn't really touch on that too much.
yeah,
the
it was subtle and it was there, like lingering like a ghost.
The only real main thing that was really happened much was when the Goldie something in the
Goldie, the guy that they kind of have on a car that shows that Goldie's going to be the mayor in 1985, and you see him in 1955 as a soda jerk person, apparently, and then Marty mentions that he's going to be mayor, and he's like, that sounds pretty good. And then his boss is like, yeah, colored mayor, I'm sure that's going to happen.
Yeah.
So that's
really
essentially
the
only bit of racism we get.
And yet it's still racism.
Well, no, there's a little bit at the end too. The bullies, when they're throwing Marty McFly in the back seat or the trunk of the car, they call them, the band, they call them a spook, which was a racist term from the 50s.
Oh. So yeah.
So there's a little bit of racism, but it's not like heavy in this movie.
Oh yeah,
just a lot of raping.
Oh yeah, and also
a lot of rape talk.
Also, there was actual non-Americans in this movie shooting guns at people, so that's neat.
Yes, the Libyans.
Completely off subject. I have star socks on right now. They're fuzzy and they're adorable. I love them. They're so fuzzy.
For my favorite character.
Thank you for that interesting observation.
First off, Dr. Emmett Brown. I think Dr. Emmett Brown definitely. I love Christopher Loyd, and I love him in this role. But after Dr. Emmett Brown, let's see. We got the Horn Dog Mother. We got the Peeping Tom Dad. And we got the rapist Biff. I don't know. There's not a lot of great options in this movie for side characters.
That's ironic if you think about it. Like, Doc is the person who everybody thinks is just weird, but he's the most civilized he's just the most civilized person.
That's why he's my favorite. It's crazy, but
I guess I'm gonna go with. I don't know. I don't know if I can pick a side one.
I think you should go with Biff. Don't think about what they do.
Rapist.
Think about.
He's probably the most fun character is Biff, and he's just over the top bully douchebag.
Yeah,
and
is
rapist.
What Biff is. So.
Oh boy, we got an excited baby.
Yeah, he's playing.
That was a transition.
This is a kids podcast. It's okay if kids are playing on our podcast.
Hey, Remy. Okay, good talk. Anyways, he's destroying things.
All right, so well, the next hi,
Bubba.
Finally,
Hi,
decided to say hi.
Hey, so next we have. What was your least favorite character in this movie? Xavier, we'll start with you.
Uh-oh. Shoot. Hi, Bubba. Okay. So, my least favorite character. Do you have a least favorite character, Raina?
Honestly, probably the mom.
The mom was your least favorite character? Why was the mom your least favorite?
Well, she's not. It's not because I don't like her. It's just because she's my least favorite. But I don't know. She's kind of annoying.
She's a hornball.
She was like, "Oh my gosh, you're so cool. I love you." And then as soon as somebody else, some big strong man comes and saves her, she's like, "Oh, I love you now."
Hi, Bubba.
I know it works out in the end, but still.
Yeah, I know that's what's supposed to happen, but that rush of plot kind of begs the question. Yeah, she's kind of a hornball.
That's literally what I called her earlier.
I know. Doesn't make her not a hornball.
I found the scene where she kisses Marty. They kiss. And then she somehow realizes it's like kissing my brother. This is weird. So she's like doesn't understand it, but she can tell that she shouldn't be kissing him.
Yeah.
All it took was that power of the
Hang
kiss.
on a second. How does she know the feeling of kissing her brother? What?
No,
the
she
heck?
kind of like infers. I think
She said it just seems like it's wrong. So,
yeah, something about this is definitely wrong.
what about you, Xavier? Who is your least favorite character?
Okay. My least favorite character... Oh, man. My brain keeps going to someone that is in one of the other parts, which we definitely should watch eventually.
Hi, Ba.
Hi, Bubba. No, you're not my least favorite character, Remington.
He's my favorite
Yeah.
character.
Daddy.
He's my favorite 2-year-old.
I'm watching you.
Anyway. Okay, so... My least favorite character... This is gonna seem a little weird, but I'm gonna have to say Biff again. He's a rapist. His
he's your
character's
favorite.
good.
He's your favorite and also your least favorite.
Second favorite and my least favorite.
Gotcha. I kind of agree. I think Biff's my least favorite. I mean, you try to rape someone in a movie, you become one of the worst characters in the movie.
But he's also the best character because he's the classic bully. He fits his role well.
And him being stupid, it makes it funnier.
I mean, think about it. If it weren't for him, then George and what's-her-face won't get together.
Lorraine,
what's-her-face? I don't care.
Lorraine, what's her face?
Yes.
Right.
I
So,
don't know
yeah,
her
my
name.
least favorite's also Biff, while also being my second favorite as well. Just because he plays his bully role so well, but he's also a terrible character.
Make a tree and get out of here.
So, I guess the way to put that is the acting for Biff was probably my favorite, but his character himself is like my least favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And really, the acting and the stuff we like about him, he's a bully, is stuff you don't like about him.
Yeah.
You like it, but you don't like it, you know?
Yeah, it's kind of like that super evil villain that keeps killing everybody, but he's a cool villain, so you gotta love him.
Like the
Right.
Joker and Dad.
Yeah. Wait.
Yeah.
Dad.
Dad likes the Joker.
Dad loves the Joker.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Dad. Hi, Bubba. Hi,
Dad
Bubba.
is the Joker? Is that what you're trying to say?
I thought you were talking about, like, sort of like Dad, and sort of like Joker and
Yeah.
Dad. Like, I thought you were talking about Joker
I know, I
and
hesitated
Dad.
and it made it sound like that, but...
Yeah,
yeah, Dad.
Have you
my
ever
least
seen the Joker
favorite.
and Dad in the same place? What?
I'm sorry.
That's your
Anyway.
hillbilly laugh, not your Joker.
It's whatever laugh I want it to be.
Uh-huh.
So, alright, so what is your favorite scene?
I actually said this during the movie when it happened. My favorite scene, of course, is with Doc in it.
Of course.
When they were in the past in 1955, and they were planning out how to get the DeLorean working so that they can, so that Marty can get back to the future. And when he was planning it, he set up the car and he let off the lightning, and it caught on fire, and it kept going into this pile of like cloth, and he sees it go on fire, and he's like, "Oh, what do you?" He's like, "Oh," or something. It was like a girl scream. It was hilarious. So that's definitely my favorite scene.
Your favorite scene is just is Doc Brown going,
Yeah. It's hilarious.
Marty, I burned it up.
Deborah, what's yours?
What's your favorite scene?
Okay, so this is hard. So gonna have to say when George bashes Biff in the face.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that one's a pretty awesome scene. I like that
Yeah,
one.
George finally, the peeping Tom finally beats the rapist. I mean, that's good.
It was meant to be.
Yeah.
The peeping Tom. Would you rather a peeping Tom or a rapist? I think anyone would rather the peeping Tom.
I mean, sure, the peeping Tom
He
is
hasn't gotten-
slightly less bad.
Like, at least he goes at a distance, while the other one tries to get close against her will.
Sure.
I mean, neither is good, but one's the lesser of two evils.
fine. Fair enough.
I know it sounds like I'm trying to, like, what's the word? Justify peeping at naked girls, but I'm not. I am downplaying it because racism.
This sounds like
rapist.
This sounds like a really weird question, but what would you call a girl who peeps at a guy? Would that be called like a peeping
Have you ever
Sheila?
watched the YouTube video,
Peeping
Do the
Jane?
Creep?
Like a peeping Jane or peeping Sheila?
Raina, have you ever heard of the music video, Do the Creep?
Yeah, do the creep.
Nicki Minaj is in that song, and she,
Nicki Minaj?
Nicki Minaj is in that song, and she mentions peeping at boys in locker rooms, and it's definitely as creepy as it sounds, so it's...
I know, I said, what would we call them? Would they be peeping Janes or peeping Sheilas or peeping
Peeping
Sallys?
Tomettes.
No,
We'll
Tom
call
and
'em
Sally, so peeping Sally.
Peepee Minaj in honor of
No,
Jerry.
I think it'd be
Nicki
peeping
Minaj.
Sally, because there's like,
Peeping Sally.
Tom and
Tom and
Sally
Sally.
sounds like...
What about
irritating.
Jerry? Peeping Jerry, like Tom
Never-
and Jerry?
Jerry's not really a girl
It's
name.
both.
Isn't the mouse like a girl?
No! Gosh, no!
Yeah.
The mouse is a guy!
How do you know that?
Obvious reasons. It's a cartoon and they make the ones that are girls very drastically, obviously a girl.
That's not always the case.
Jerry is a guy. Okay.
Anyways,
Jerry's also
Jerry
not
is
really
also
a
a
girl.
girl's name, though.
Okay. But
It is
Sally is
both.
more... We're gonna go with the, like, cartoons where it's obvious if it's a girl or a boy, and we're gonna
Anyway.
say it's Peeping Sally.
Peeping Sally.
Let's move
Just to
on.
make things simple.
So I think my favorite scene of the movie was, there's a lot of good scenes in this. The punching is good. I don't know if I'd call it my favorite scene, but I like the scene you picked as well, Raina. I like the DeLorean going back in time.
Oh, Daddy! Not again!
Power of love.
He's fine.
So, I think the DeLorean going 88 miles per hour. And then I like it. It's about to hit them, and then it was kind of bad special effects, but I like the fire underneath their legs as the DeLorean goes.
They look down
Actually,
at
that time
like,
the
oh my-
DeLorean went to the future because it had Einstein in it.
Yeah.
I mean, if
Yeah.
you were to make use of physics, your pants would probably catch on fire when you're standing on that.
Right.
Yeah, it wasn't great CGI, but it's
No,
okay.
it wasn't very good.
Either that or
Special effects.
Doc and Marty are both impervious to fire, or wearing clothes that are impervious to fire,
Right.
or both.
Bulletproof vest.
So, I think next we will ask you, what is your least favorite scene of the movie?
Wait, are you asking me first, or?
Yeah, Xavier, you first.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say with the part with Marty and what's her face in the car together and the kiss. That is cringy as heck.
I think I was downstairs when that happened because I don't remember that.
It's something that
might have been.
people tend to remember about the movie, and it's not the good nostalgia.
And Raina?
Well, the parts I saw, I wasn't downstairs for. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Maybe the part. Oh, this part is because it's kind of cringy to watch, and even though it's not embarrassing to you, it kind of makes you feel embarrassed. Is the part where at the end, when everything is okay, and they're at the Enchantment Under the Sea dance, and Marty's on stage playing, and like they kiss, and so Marty is like back, like he's like, "Yay, I'm still existing," and he goes all out on the guitar, and he's just like, at a certain point, the rest of the band just stops playing and like stares at him.
Oh, I don't dislike that scene.
That part was
But
really
I
awkward.
will
It was
say,
right
I
towards
think-
the end.
I think the worst scene, other than the fact that Biff tries to rape someone,
Oh, you are right there.
Besides that scene, but that also leads to the pretty good punch. And I'd have to say, and I don't know if it really makes sense considering what he just got done doing. But when the other guy tries to, because there's a lot of creeps in this town, the other guy tries to take Lorraine on the dance floor, and that's when Marty starts disappearing. And George is just like gonna walk away. She's literally screaming his name.
I know. I'm super confused about that part. Like, why is he walking?
It's like, why was he even considering walking away?
He was able to stand up to
the
Biff.
much bigger Biff.
Exactly, and he was like, "Get your hands off of her!" And then some jerk face comes up to her
Who's
and
not
steals
nearly
her.
as big as Biff.
Exactly, and steals it. And is
not-
not as serious and steals her from him. He walks away. Like, why? Why would you do
I
that?
get he has a lack of confidence, but I mean, it was just, and I know what they were doing. They were trying to show some drama. They were trying to show that, oh no, he's about to walk away, and Marty McFly, for some reason, even though he'd already messed up the timeline, he's just now starting to disappear because of that situation.
Okay, so hold on. How are you like ignoring the fact like this is time we're talking about? Like George does not look up at Marty. So the fact that he eventually does go back is not because of Marty doing something. It's because of George eventually thinking of something and then going back.
No, that's not my argument. That's not my problem. My problem.
That's what I'm saying though. Like you guys are. How are you guys like missing the fact that Marty begins disappearing even though that there's no chance of him disappearing?
Huh?
There's no chance of him disappearing
But he was starting to disappear.
Except there's no reason for him to start disappearing because George eventually does go back and Marty...
That's why I'm saying it's my worst scene. It doesn't really make sense. That's my whole point. Like he already screwed up by his mom wanting to bang him pretty much, and so he was already screwing up. So at that point, according to the logic of the movie, at that point he should have been disappearing right off the bat as soon as he screwed that up. But he doesn't. But no, he starts disappearing during the
Wasn't he
right
the youngest?
away. Huh?
Isn't he the youngest?
He is the youngest.
So, okay, it still makes... Don't get me wrong, the scene still makes no sense because it's very, very delayed. But it went from oldest to youngest because the oldest was born first.
Yeah,
So
no,
the
I
oldest-
get
but
that.
yeah, the scene still doesn't
My
make any
point
sense.
is, after he punches Biff, the picture gets fixed, but then it starts disappearing when he's about to not kiss. You know what I mean? He's about to not kiss Lorraine, so that's when Marty starts disappearing because of that guy taking over, and it makes no sense that it started going so fast for him to disappear.
That's true.
Like the picture just got fixed, and then it's because of that kiss, it's about to disappear. And like I said, not only that, but why was George willing to just walk away after fighting Biff?
Yeah.
Like, does character development not mean anything? Like he just reverts right back to, and she's yelling for him. It's not like he's like. You can almost think like, well, she just wants to dance with someone else. She by no means has any desire. Like nobody, she does not agree to do anything with any of these guys. And they just force themselves on this poor woman. She almost gets raped and forced to dance in a matter of like 10 minutes.
Yeah, people are weirdos and jerks and stuff, but anyway.
Technically, when you think about it, she doesn't seem to be, like, almost raped or, forced to dance when, like, in the original timeline. Like, you just know that she was
because none of that happened. Biff didn't do that.
That means that all of this has to be Marty's fault when you think about it. I mean,
I guess. I mean, yeah, the whole thing with Biff,
Good job. You almost got your mom right.
But all of this was him and his Lorraine were, according to the original story, when he almost gets in a hit by his dad, her dad, according to the story, that's what starts their relationship. So the timeline definitely got altered because of Marty McFly.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that was probably my worst scene because it really made no sense and it was just a cheap way to get drama.
Yep. Filler.
Filler.
If you may. Ah.
Making sure that the movie is like 2 hours long.
So, my next question for you. Okay, was there any technology in this movie that you found interesting or, that you've never seen before? Xavier, we can go ahead and start with you.
So there's a lot of interesting technology since it took place in 2 different time periods because, time travel. But not a whole lot comes to mind. Though there was like jukeboxes and stuff. Something I personally would like to bring up. I actually read an article about this a little bit ago. The DeLorean was made in somewhere like I think in the early or mid 70s. I think probably sometime in the 60s even. But they did not become a great hit. Like they opened vertically instead of horizontally, like you usually would. Only like it looks cool, but it didn't sell a whole lot. But once this movie came out, it actually became more of a hit, and DeLoreans became more. DeLoreans seemed more stylish and cool looking.
Well, let's be completely honest. None of us probably would even know what a DeLorean was if it wasn't from this movie.
That's
true.
That is very true. I did not. I had no idea.
This movie put them on the map.
I thought it was just a prop. I didn't even know that it actually existed. I thought it was really cool though, because
it was a real car. It's just until this movie. In fact, I'm looking here. Bob Gale and Robert Zemeckis. Robert Zemeckis is the director of this movie. Actually received a fan letter from John DeLorean after the film's release, thanking them for immortalizing his car.
How sweet.
What about you, Raina?
Well, as Xavier took my idea, I was going to say jukeboxes, and
jukeboxes are nice though. Juice box hero.
Juice box hero. I know jukeboxes are nice, but they're definitely not as famous anymore. You can hardly find them. I've seen one in person before, and I think they're very cool. But yeah, there's in that one store, there was a jukebox, and I don't know if you'd consider this technology, but it's definitely something different. In 1955, when they went into the back into the future, or no, in the past, Marty wanted to buy something that was like free or something, and he's like, give me something without sugar in it, and he's like, okay. He gives him coffee, and he gives him a whole bunch of change back, and my dad pointed out, noticed that back in 1955, coffee only costed 5 cents. So, I don't know if you could consider that technology, but it's definitely something that's very different.
Yeah, it's not technology, but it kind of fits what we're doing here. It's noticing how cheap, or more stuff was back then.
Yeah,
more accurately, how much or how scarce money was. What?
So
he's asking if you want more.
Yes, I would love more.
Here's one thing that I was looking up.
Thank you.
Skateboards.
Oh.
Skateboards actually came out around the time of this, not this movie, but around the time of the year they go back.
November
they
somethingeth.
No, it came out around the 50s.
That's what I was talking about.
So
November something.
November 5th.
No, not anything specific. In fact, what I read is nobody knows for sure who actually invented the skateboard.
Oh.
Because essentially what happened is in the 50s, surfers were like, man, I really want to coast those waves, but there's no waves today. So, how can I do that? And so they took like surfboards or whatever and put like wheels on it from like roller skates and created skateboards because they wanted to coast those waves, but couldn't. But there was no waves today. So skateboarding kind of took off in the 50s, and just a lot of people started doing that.
Thank you.
And that's how skateboarding started.
Wow.
Because surfers, it started in California in the 50s because surfers wanted to be able to do stuff, or they wanted to be able to do surfing essentially on land.
Wow.
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 Oh, wow.
So yeah, technology. So next question I want to ask you, is there anybody in this movie that you recognize, that you've seen in other stuff?
This is the movie I recognize any person that I would recognize from.
Emmett Brown, I've seen in a few other movies.
Christopher Loyd.
Oh man,
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. As I've said, oh, thank you, Remy. As mentioned, Emmett Brown,
Christopher
that-
Lloyd.
Thank you for the
What?
messages.
Christopher Lloyd.
okay, yeah. I remember seeing, like, Christopher Loyd as
Thank you, though.
actually younger, and him actually looking 30 years younger than... Like, you've seen him in this movie as 30 years younger. He looks like an old man even 30 years before.
Yeah, he doesn't look too different.
Yeah, but, like,
He's asking if you want more.
Sure.
He said sure. We have a cute baby sharing his little Nutter Butter bites. So he's asking everybody if if they want more. Okay. Crash and burn.
Bloopers.
He's just being adorable.
Bloopers.
Yeah.
Well, bloopers, except they don't get cut out. They're just going to stay here because it's cuteness.
And even
Baby
this
cuteness.
little dialogue of us mentioning bloopers as well.
Yeah, that's always fun.
He's showing me that you can take it apart.
Aw.
Thank you, baby.
I showed him that, and now he wants to show everybody else it.
Oh, okay.
He's like, hey, double the peanut butter for you.
So,
Good job, baby.
so Christopher Lloyd, what did you see
Nothing.
him in that he was younger?
I don't remember. It looked like a show from like the early 70s or late 60s or something.
You probably saw him in the TV show Taxi.
Yes.
Who did we see? Oh. Yeah. Yes. We've seen... He's hilarious in Taxi.
Well,
Yeah.
Christopher Lloyd has had a very long and storied career. Taxi is definitely one of his biggest roles. That I believe that's maybe where he started. Let me look see here. But yeah,
He honestly looked 30 years younger, even though it
that
obviously
movie
wasn't
Taxi
30
came
years.
out in where is it?
Well, he kind of almost looks older. Yeah. He looks younger, but in the show Taxi, they kind of make him look kind of worn out because he's a drug addict in Taxi, and he's very stupid, so, they're supposed to make him look worn out. So he looks the same no matter what you do.
Taxi started in 1978, which would have been about...
Like 7 years ago.
Yeah, 7 years before this.
Well,
It looks like he was
thank you.
in other stuff before Taxi, but I think that was his first big role. He's also, other things you should know him from is Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
When did he appear there?
He was Judge Doom. Remember the villain of that movie that
did that
wanted to
movie
kill
come
all
out?
the cartoons?
I don't remember. Well, maybe. I don't know.
When did
I
Roger
remember
Rabbit
him.
come out?
1988.
Oh,
Well, I remember
came before I was
him.
born.
I remember the Judge Doom, but I don't remember him looking like Doc. But I probably just don't remember him too. as much.
The same year that this movie came out, he was in another great movie. This one's more of a cult classic. Clue.
Oh, I don't think I've really watched that.
That may be done on this podcast.
No.
As soon as it
I
can.
Clue! Oh my gosh, it's a long game. It's probably a super long movie.
It's a funny movie. You'll love it.
Okay.
It's so good.
What have I gotten myself into?
Even if we weren't doing this podcast, I would try to get you to watch Clue.
I know.
Now that I realize you haven't watched Clue.
I know. I think I have. I just don't remember it, or like haven't. Don't like. I think I only watched part of it.
It's so good. But he's just been in a lot of stuff. Christopher Loyd's been around for a long time.
He's old.
Is there any other actors?
Nope.
Nope.
I mean, what's her face kind of
Lorraine?
What's her face kind
The
of
mom?
reminds me of someone. What's her face kind of reminds me of someone.
She has a name.
Yes.
Michael J.
What's
Fox
her
is
face
very
Lorraine.
famous.
Lorraine.
Sorry, what?
This is his biggest role. Michael J. Fox. He's around. Lorraine is played by Lee Thompson.
I don't know names. I don't know them by name.
I'm trying to think. I know Lee Thompson, but I'm trying to remember. This is her most famous role.
Sorry, what?
She's. I think you guys watch this show. She's Fran on the Goldbergs.
Oh, we've watched that.
Yeah, we watched that.
Like,
I don't remember Fran though.
I don't remember Fran either.
Is Fran one
I
of
don't
the...
watch it. I have no idea. I just have a name.
Oh.
This seems to be. This and Howard the Duck seems to be her most famous stuff.
Howard?
Okay.
Crispin Glover plays George McFly.
We should go.
Huh?
We should go on to the next question because I don't recognize anybody else.
Oh.
Thank you, Remy.
And then Biff is played by Thomas F. Wilson.
I think I remember hearing Biff in a SpongeBob episode, actually. For those of you who've watched this,
Nothing. Baby. Thank you though.
like the episode with the Strangler.
Yeah,
The
he sounds like the Strangler.
Yeah, the Strangler is the same person. The voice actor for the Strangler is the same person who does Biff.
I am not sure on that one.
Well, you don't watch SpongeBob. You're a
He does sound like Biff though.
You're a terrible person who
son.
doesn't watch SpongeBob.
No, I'm good at. Thank you, baby. Thank
Thanks.
you.
Terrible old man who doesn't watch SpongeBob.
I'm trying to remember his name, but Back to the Future is also very famous for originally not having Michael J. Fox as the main character. They recorded a bunch of the movie with another guy, and I can't remember his name. I'm trying to look for
Thank
it
you,
here.
Bubba.
But they started this movie out recording the entire movie with another actor, and eventually Michael J. Fox took over. Well, that's not a surprise. Michael J. Fox did not actually sing "Johnny Be Good."
That I was thinking about that while it was the scene. I was like, man, that does not sound like him.
Yeah, I've been told that before, but even if I wasn't, I think it's remotely obvious that it's definitely not the actor singing that.
Yeah, it didn't look like him at all.
Sound
Didn't
like him.
sound.
Or yeah, well, I mean, sometimes people's singing voice.
Doesn't match their appearance.
Well, that happens all the time.
Appearance. Yeah, but that was drastic. It did not sound like him or at all. At all.
Ooh, that was some weird sounds.
Huh?
Ooh, ghost.
Steady. Are you sure that wasn't just you?
Maybe that was Walter.
Well,
Oh,
Walter.
no. Is it Walter or Balter?
I think.
I think Walter was a knocking ghost. This is an inside joke that Xavier and I have.
Okay.
I think it's Walter's innocuous.
Nothing entertains a podcast with a bunch of random people than an inside
Right.
joke.
It was just us being siblings, having fun.
Anyway.
Marty McFly was originally played by Eric Stoltz.
Huh?
Yeah.
Don't know that.
Peace.
So, anyways,
Peace.
so let us do what is. I think we're to the point of the show where we're going to ask, what is your letter grade?
Oh, so we're getting to the end of the podcast already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a hot minute.
Yeah.
Is it?
How about, for me, I'd give it... Well, this is hard because this is a real good movie. But I feel like I give every movie like a good grade. Because
We'll
I
have
don't
to
give this
find
one
you
a bad grade just because you give everything
We'll have to
else.
find you a movie that you hate.
We've just been looking for
Which
movies.
is why I haven't been giving them bad grades, because I've been refusing to watch ones that I hate. Or I've been trying to avoid them. Trying to get you guys to
Well, you
watch
can't
them.
just avoid a movie just because you don't like
Well,
it.
we
That's how
usually...
these podcasts
Hey,
work.
chill. We watch the ones we see and we're like, oh my gosh, that's so good. And so they're usually really good. I mean, I don't want to be the angry video game nerd. Like,
Now, hold on a second.
This is a great
Video
movie.
game.
I'm not going to judge you at all. What's your letter grade?
probably like an A. Just A.
Well, that's not much.
Yeah, Papa.
An A?
Yeah.
It's better than anything else.
Yeah.
I'm sure Daddy will give it an A.
Xavier, what's your letter grade?
My letter grade. It's a good movie. B plus.
B plus.
B plus. Yeah.
See
Still, there's cringy moments in it. There's a lot of cringy moments, and
That is
there's
true.
and there's supposed to be cringy moments. So I'm not a fan of that. Who deliberately adds mother wants son to a plot?
I mean, it's an interesting story
That's-
because she doesn't know who he is.
Well, that's how it's
I
supposed
know.
to be.
It would be cringier if he was like, "Oh, mom's hot, so let's
That would be
get
worse.
it on."
I'm talking
There
about
would be literally no plot if that didn't happen. He literally has to get her to stop having the hots for him so that he can exist.
okay,
So if that didn't
cool,
happen-
but like I'm still keeping my letter grade.
Okay.
I mean, fair enough. I'm giving this an A. I mean, this is almost a perfect movie. And yes, there's some cringy parts, but it's such a good movie. I love this movie. So we all gave it pretty good scores. The on Rotten Tomatoes, for critics, it's a 96%.
Oh wow.
So that's a lot of good.
Yeah, this is a good movie. It's
And for
cringy, I
audience score, it's still a 94%.
Oh,
So people love this movie, as they should, because it's a great movie.
what did you give it, Dad?
I gave it an A.
Oh, yeah. Awesome.
I gave it an A, and it would be an A plus if it wasn't because of some of the cringy moments, and then besides the cringy moments, there's also the end that they add drama to make him almost disappear. I wish they would have done a better job.
That was very weird.
But other than that, it's an amazing movie.
It is awesome movie.
We should definitely watch the next parts. Definitely.
We may have to do that. I agree. So we're gonna look at one of the reviews we have.
Yeah, Papa.
We'll do a good one and a bad. There are only 3 bad reviews.
Oh, yeah, this one's
There are only bad reviews?
Thank you.
Pizza.
Only 3.
Oh, that's
More Papa.
awesomeness.
Allison Rose said, Fox, who was doing double duty while making the first film, he was still working on his sitcom Family Ties at the same time, which was another big hit for Michael J. Fox, was the perfect Marty. Well, that one's just right after that. Eric Stoltz, like, no, you're not the perfect Marty.
Sure.
But she's not wrong. I mean, we don't know Eric Stoltz. We don't know if it was any good, but...
Yep.
Let's see. We're going to try to find us one of these bad reviews.
There's only 3 of them, so...
There's only 3 of them, so let's see.
I bet you they're going to be dumb and make no sense.
You want your drink?
So we're just going to read all 3. Sheila Benson says, it's big, cartoonish, and empty with an interesting premise that is underdeveloped and overproduced.
Huh?
Ken Hankey says, too cute, too clever, too damn smug.
Did he just say it's too clever?
Yes. John Hartle says, so busy being clever that it trips over its own ingenuity.
Ingenuity?
Ingenuity, yes.
That was one of my vocab
Thank you for
words.
correcting your...
That was one of my vocab words last week.
Yeah, I'm smart.
So yeah,
people think it. What do they mean by it's too clever?
That the plot can be a little confusing if you're not smart enough to get it. I guess I don't know, but they didn't.
Sometimes
I
stupidity adds
the short
flavor.
words. The short words show that they're just trying to express how they feel about the movie, but it's not really.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Sometimes,
they're haters.
Sometimes stupidity adds flavor.
Haters.
Bunch of haters. So that's it on Back to the Future. So next week we're going to start doing Christmas movies.
Nightmare Before
And one of the greatest Christmas movies ever made. What's this? What's this?
Something in the air.
What's this?
What's this?
It's something really square.
We're doing The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yay!
Now, don't you be arguing with me. This is a Christmas movie, and it's a Halloween movie. It's all of it. Everything. Christmassy as... Never mind. That is what we are doing.
Okay.
We are doing the greatest Christmas movie of all
Ever
time.
made.
The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Arguably a Christmas movie, but to us in this house, it is a Christmas movie.
We've got, in fact, we're gonna roll it out for you. What we are planning on doing is Nightmare Before Christmas next. After that, we are gonna do The Grinch. How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
The one with Jim Carrey in it.
Not the oldest one. The oldest one's like in the 60s.
Well, the older one.
The live-action Jim Carrey movie.
Not the one that we're going to watch.
And then we're going to do another one of my personal favorite Christmas movies. Gremlins.
You had to have such a deep Gremlins.
One of the best movies.
Sound like a wrestler, a wrestling announcer.
And I don't think I really need to ask you three what. Well, maybe
Lesnar.
Okay.
maybe Remington, because Remington's probably never seen any of these.
Well, he's watched Nightmare Before Christmas because you betrayed us and watched it without us with him. We wanted to see his initial reaction.
That's important.
You betrayed us, Daddy. You betrayed us.
Well,
The government doesn't need to know this.
So, we don't really need to ask. You guys have seen Gremlins. You guys have seen Nightmare Before Christmas. You guys have seen The Grinch. These are my favorite Christmas movies. So I've definitely showed you guys these movies. Next year, maybe we'll go into more traditional Christmas movies. But this year, we're...
Like A Christmas Story.
Yes, we could do A Christmas Story. But
that's next year.
That might be next year, yeah. But this year, we're going through my favorites.
Those are also our favorites.
That's right, because I have trained you well.
Have a good night.
So, all right, Raina, tell everyone good night or goodbye, everybody.
Well, I can say good night. Just
No,
in
wait,
case it's
no,
night.
not Raina. Anybody but Raina. How about Remy?
Remy,
Good night.
Remy, tell us goodbye.
Bye.
Aw, isn't that cute?
Xavier,
Farewell.
Raina.
Next time you see us, it will be Christmas month. Goodbye.
Cringy.
Night, everybody. Thank you for listening.
Bye.
Hey, if you like that video, please like and subscribe my production company, Dragon Blazer Productions. My name is Steven. You also might know me from the Rage and Blaze show as Blaze. So please like and subscribe. Hey everyone, I'm Steven from many different podcasts like Drunk Like Me, Pro Wrestling Apologist, The Rage and Blaze show, and of course, That Got Dark. So, please like and subscribe